In this video, I'm going to compare the iPhone 12 mini with the iPhone 7. So the iPhone 12 mini is the cheapest 5G phone in the iPhone 12 lineup from Apple. The iPhone 7 is obviously an old school phone from Apple, but it's still very capable today. Let's go ahead and take a deeper look. So the iPhone 12 mini obviously has 5G, while the iPhone 7 has 4G LTE only. Price-wise, the 12 mini costs $700 brand new, while the iPhone 7 is not sold anymore and you can get it used for around $100. iPhone 12 mini came out in 2020 and the iPhone 7 came out in 2016. Overall size, the 12 mini is 5 inches tall, 2.5 inches wide, 0.3 inches thickness. iPhone 7 is 5.4 inches in height, 2.6 inches wide, 0.28 inches thick. So the overall taller device actually is the iPhone 7. Both phones are very lightweight. The 12 mini is 4.7 ounces. iPhone 7 is 4.8 ounces. Both of these are way lighter than any of the phones out today. Build quality, the 12 mini has a glass front, glass back, aluminum frame. iPhone 7 has a glass front, aluminum back, aluminum frame. Both of these feel flagship level quality, except that you have a glass back on the 12 mini. The iPhone 12 mini has a bonus that it has an eSIM, so you don't have to physically have to get a SIM card. It's you can activate service right on the phone, and that also gives you the benefit of having 2 phone numbers and 2 data plans at the same time. The iPhone 7 does not have that. Both of these phones have some type of dust and water resistance. You got IP68 on the 12 mini, iPhone 7 has IP67, so they're both safe around water. For the displays, the 12 mini has a Super Retina OLED display. The iPhone 7 has a Retina IPS LCD display. Both of these should have the same refresh rate around 60. They don't have that high 90 or 120 refresh rate like other phones. For the overall size of the display, the 12 mini has a 5.4 inch display. You get a smaller 4.7 inch on the iPhone 7, but the iPhone 12 mini has 85% screen to body ratio. The iPhone 7 is 65% screen to body ratio. So the iPhone 7 has those thick bezels at the top and the bottom and the home button that take up a lot of the front of the phone. So the iPhone 12 mini has, although it is a small mini phone, you're gonna get a lot of real estate with the screen. Resolution on the 12 mini is 1080 by 2340. iPhone 7 is 750 by 1334. You translate that to PPI, the 12 mini has 476 PPI, iPhone 7 is 326 PPI, so the better screen is on the 12 mini. The 12 mini, for the software, it launched with iOS 14. The iPhone 7 launched with iOS 10. But both of these phones are running the newest version of iOS, which is impressive for the iPhone 7, and that's very important because all the same apps, for the most part, will still work just fine on both of these phones. The chipset on the 12 mini is the A14 Bionic, while the iPhone 7 is the A10 Fusion. So obviously the 12 mini is going to be faster and going to be supported for a lot more years. The iPhone 7 Apple 10 Fusion chip will still do a good job today, but it will obviously be slower than the 12 mini, and it won't be that much, it's going to slow down even more as the years go by. Regardless of which phone you have, the software will still support and work with all your apps no matter what, especially the iPhone apps such as iMessage, FaceTime, iMovie, AirDrop, stuff like that will work beautifully on both of these phones. For the internal storage, the 12 mini starts off at 64 gigs, iPhone 7 starts off at 32 gigs. You got 4 gigs of RAM in the 12 mini, 2 gigs of RAM on the iPhone 7. For the main camera on the back, you have a dual camera on the 12 mini, 12 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide. iPhone 7 has a single 12 megapixel shooter. Both of these phones film video in 4K, which is pretty nice considering how old the iPhone 7 is and the price that you can get it at now. Selfie camera on the 12 mini is a 12 megapixel shooter. versus the iPhone 7 that has a 7 megapixel shooter. You can film 4K video with the selfie on the 12 mini. You got 1080p on the iPhone 7 selfie. Neither of these phones have a headphone jack. They simply rely on dongles with the Lightning port. For connecting your wireless devices, the 12 mini has Bluetooth 5.0, iPhone 7 has Bluetooth 4.2. Regardless, both of these versions of Bluetooth will support your Apple Watch, your wearables, your smart watches, your smart bands, your wireless headphones, your AirPods, and your wireless speakers. All that stuff, both of these will still work fine with both of them. You have NFC on both of these phones, which will work pretty much with Apple Pay. Both are using the Lightning port for charging, and for unlocking and security, the 12 mini has Face ID versus the iPhone 7, which still relies on the home button with fingerprint reader. Last but not least is the battery. The 12 mini has a 2,227 milliamp battery, while the iPhone 7 has an approximately 2,000 milliamp battery. The 12 mini has fast charging at 20 watts, so you could charge it up fast, 50% in 30 minutes, and MagSafe magnetic charging. The iPhone 7 does not have any of that, just regular old charging on the iPhone 7. So in conclusion, obviously the 12 mini is a better phone overall, but if you could pick up the iPhone 7 for $100, it is still a very nice phone today. It still feels good, has a premium feel. It's kind of old school with the fingerprint Touch ID to unlock, has those thick bezels. Battery life is probably not going to be that good if you get a used iPhone 7, but it still has the newest version of iOS, which is will give you all the same type of functionality for the most part, like the iPhone 12 mini. And that's very important because that means most of your apps will still work just the same, just a little bit slower. That's probably the overall thing, is that it'll be slower than the 12 mini. But man, the iPhone 7, the camera's still pretty good. The selfie camera's still pretty good. It'll for like $100, it'll still be worth it here in 2021. The 12 mini is obviously going to be a lot more real estate with the screen, and it's going to have better technology for the camera and stuff. But I mean, the iPhone 7, you got to still give it up for that phone. It is still pretty nice to have here in 2021. I'll still recommend it to a lot of people. Well, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.